back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to continue to work on the 88 CRX Restore project. I'm going to be focusing mainly on these exterior plastics and trim pieces. I've got to get these all cleaned up and sanded and painted in. Let that stuff dry before we put it on the car. There's a lot of work involved in that. Got some trim that goes on the trim even that I'll talk about here in just a little bit. The goal is actually to get most of the exterior of this car completed. There will be some things that I probably won't get done in today's video. I'll probably wait on the cowl and the wipers because I really want to focus on the sides of the car, all the side skirts and side trims. So let's go ahead and jump into this and get these cleaned up. the side panels all done, and one thing that I've noticed is these typically come with a piece of trim along the top here to sit against the paint to help fill the gap, to really reduce that gap so it's sitting flush and the plastic's not directly against the paint. Well, that has basically dry rotted over the years, and it's basically broken off and flaked off. So I've taken a razor blade, kind of scraped off what was left of that, and I'm going to be using another Honda OEM part for that trim piece. It's actually the S2000 front lip trim to fill the gap on the front lip on the S2000. I've used it on the front lips that I put on the S2000s that I've had, and we're going to use it here the same way. Here's the part number. I'll show it to you here on the screen. We'll just get this unrolled out, clean this surface up, and put this trim on there, and that way we can put these on the car and they look as good as they can. Alright, with the car all painted and the exterior mostly put back together, I'm actually going to move over to the suspension again and put on the coilovers. I'm ready to lower this car and see what it looks like, lower down where it needs to be. Now, I originally planned on using the Maxpeedingrods Street Basic Coilovers. Those have the 8K and 5K springs, but Maxpeedingrods reached out and they wanted me to use the upgraded T7 Coilovers. These have the upgraded damper technology and the 11K, 7K spring combination. These are designed for daily use and occasional track use. That'll be perfect for this car here. So let's go ahead and get these old coilovers off the car and get these coilovers put on and the ride height adjusted and see how this thing looks. Alright, coilovers are installed and the ride height is set. There may be a little bit more tweaking to do to the ride height after it settles a little bit after driving and letting it sit here on its own weight. I went ahead and threw on the 88, 89 CRX SI wheels that I had on the shelf there. Those are the ones that came off of my other CRX. And with those on there, this thing looks like a clone of my other CRX, which is not a bad thing because I love the styling of these. This is almost like an EF7 styling with the European headlights and corners as well as the European spoiler. I'm also going to be doing the European door cards and the European seats in there, so it's really going to tie it all together. I went ahead and threw on the front mud flaps as you can see here. It's looking super clean. The exterior is almost all complete. I do have to do some trim work as well on the back hatch as well as the cowl up front and the wipers I haven't put on yet. Sunroof I have yet to do. It's going to be a little bit of a pain because there are so many working pieces in there that require some adjustment, fine adjustment, lubrication and things like that. So that's going to be a whole video in itself, probably getting that thing installed and adjusted properly. Hopefully that goes smoothly without a hitch. But I'm super happy with today's progress. I hope you've enjoyed it and stick around. This thing's going to be on the road before you know it.